Welcome to a discussion today of the ROUFMF World Markets. We've just posted a extensive video on our new MBR, membrane bioreactor report, and this is being added to the ROUFMF service at no additional cost. So you're really getting 2 for 1 with your reports. Now the RO report has many different aspects to it. And right now we're looking at the forecasting part of it up here at the top. That's one of the links is the forecast. And we can provide, and we are providing with both an Excel spreadsheet and this online display, the information on all these different industries: chemical, desalination, food, metals, mining, oil and gas, general industry, pharmaceutical, power, pulp and paper, refining, residential, commercial, semiconductor, wastewater, and water. And that includes water reclamation from the wastewater plants to uses of all sorts of different things. And then the subjects that are covered are the equipment and the membranes. So you have the micro equipment and membranes and the RO equipment and membranes, and then UF equipment and membranes. And each of them is forecast separately. And all the records have the continent. They have the various different regions, which we've used as a sub of the continents themselves, and then the countries. And we have got 80 different countries, and so we have Ecuador separately. But when it comes to these very little countries like Liechtenstein or Monaco, they would be part of other West Europe, for instance. So it's 80 entities, all of whom have some significant ROUF purchases. And then when you hit submit under any one of those things, you can look at the market by industry, which is a $12 billion industry, and all the different sub-industries, like desalination is one of the largest at $4 billion, and the power industry is another big one. You can look at it by subject, so you can differentiate between the equipment and the membranes and each of the efficiencies. And again, you can look at it by region. You can look at it by individual country. And within each individual country, you can pick a subject and look at it just for that subject within that country, and just that subject and just an industry. So it does result in about 50,000 different forecasts on that basis. There is a networking directory that's linked to up at the top here, and you can go in alphabetically, and there are thousands of different companies and information and links to the websites and people. Or you can go in by products, and you can scroll down through, say, UF equipment, hit submit there, and there would be a number of different equipment suppliers there that you could link to as well and get their websites and other information. So this is a feature that we are updating on a continuous basis here. So these are the networking directory functions here. I wanted to go back to the forecast for a minute as well here, because I did want to show you the what we call the market share hierarchy system or analysis. For instance, in the food industry, that in any particular country, the food processing market growth tells a lot about how much is going to be spent for MBR, and we do this in every country up through 2024, and that helps us get insights into the markets for the various different membranes in those particular countries. We do have a intelligence system, and so you can click for the most recent ones. You can click on MBR for wastewater treatment, pharmaceutical wastewater treatment, and so forth here, and get some of the more recent articles on the subject. We do have a tremendous amount of information on all these different industries and general information on the industries. There's some older information in there that still remains useful. For instance, here is a deep dive we did just on desalination in China and ZLD. And this gives you a flavor of the kind of information that is in there, because this is a huge market for desalination, at least in terms of new desalination plants, because all the power plants along the coast have to install desalination and also supply water for other than just the power plants. And then ZLD is another big application where you're using membranes, and in China is one of the leading proponents of zero liquid discharge. In fact, it's required for a lot of different applications. They're also pioneering in a lot of the new technology like forward osmosis, which is finding its way to success in China. So these are some of the resources that are there. Yeah, let's move back out of that and then move down to some of these other areas here. As you can see, we have them for even things like cosmetics, and we would have deep dives on what the requirements are in cosmetics, how much would be spent for RO versus UF and other applications there. And carbonated beverages and soft drinks, got a level of details and things there, the markets and so forth. So these are types of information that provides background sorts of data. When it comes to metalworking, we have all sorts of different information on the metalworking, and you can even then go back into the overview and see for all the different metalworking plants in the United States, for instance, how many facilities there are, what the water discharge is per day, and what the cooling water recirculation is. And all those things are helpful in determining the amount of money that will be spent on membranes in each of those categories. And then you actually get plant databases where you can search by facility in European plants as well as in the U.S. plants. So I'd like to thank you for spending some time reviewing this continually updated report. I would be glad to answer any questions. My name is Bob McIlvaine, and you can reach me at 847-226-2391. Thank you for your attention.